Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. If you follow basketball, you know Chilton Hoops.
So this is really good right here. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all over the world. We are recapping, not capping, but recapping the Celtics, and which is still going on right now, by the way. Which is still going on. So I'm watching this game, man, and let me tell you, I mean, I get some really good action, to be honest with you. I do. I get really good action when watching the Celtics because they're such a 3-point, a heavy 3-point shooting team. They're gonna be nights when you're gonna have to find other things to do because the long ball isn't working, and that was going on early with Jason Tatum, and I think that they've done a good job. Salam alaikum, my brother. And I think that they did a good job in taking Jason Tatum out of what he was doing early. Amen Thompson is fantastic, man. I love this kid. I am on record saying this, and I will stand on it. I watched the Oklahoma City Thunder teach Russell Westbrook how to play lead guard. Houston has their lead guard. They don't need to go in free agency. They don't need to draft a point guard. They got their lead guard right there. His name is Amen Thompson. Teach this kid how to play lead guard. It's that elementary. And I don't like to oversimplify things. I'm not like that. I'm not one of these people that likes to oversimplify things because things are a lot more complicated than a lot more complicated than you give credit for. And I mean, Dylan Brooks is going off tonight. I'm honestly thinking that tonight might be a 40-point night for him. He got 33. Yeah, he might get 40 tonight. And the more I watch this kid, Amen Thompson, I'm convinced that this is their lead guard. I'm convinced of that. No way can you prove otherwise with me. No way. So he reminds me a lot of Scottie Pippen. He reminds me a lot of a young Scottie Pippen. And if you can teach this kid the ins and out of the lead guard spot, I think it works. I 100% think it works. I believe it works. And I think you got your backcourt of the future in Amen Thompson and Jalen Green. You got your big man in Sengun. And I feel like the Celtics did a good job in blitzing Jason Tatum. I'm sorry. I apologize. I think that they've done a good job in blitzing Jason Tatum, and it's working. It's 100% worked. So, with that being said, they did what they could to keep him out of the paint. They did what not only did they do such a good job in keeping him out of the paint, but forcing him into tough shots. And maybe it's just me, but I'm not a huge Jaylen Brown fan. I like Jaylen Brown. I'm just not a huge Jaylen Brown fan. And the reason why I'm not a huge Jaylen Brown fan is because he plays outside of himself a lot of times. He does not simplify his game. He just doesn't. And that's could be to his detriment if I'm being honest about it. I think that could be to his detriment. And now, I find the Celtics, they're in a dogfight right now. They're in they had Houston handled. But Houston has done I feel like Houston has done a good job in blitzing Jason Tatum and getting the ball out of his hands. And I think that that's an Ime Udoka. I feel like that's an Ime Udoka game plan, and it's worked. Blitz Jason Tatum, blitz him, and get the ball out of his hands and make those other guys make plays. Now, usually when you get blitzed, the idea, right? When you get blitzed, the idea is to get the ball out of your hands and then go get it back. That's the idea. But a lot of times when Jason Tatum gets blitzed, he gets the ball out of his hands and he lingers. He doesn't get the ball back. And here comes Houston. They right back in it. They're down by 1. I think that they've done a great job. Nope. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about Jaylen Brown. Good defense. Great defense by Amen Thompson. Great defense. Great defense. Swing, swing, swing. Get a ball to the big man. No help down there. Foul. Nice job, Thompson. Killing them. Thompson is killing them. Thompson is killing them. 13-0 run that the Houston Rockets are on right now. 13-0. And it's I think it's the difference in this game right now. Jrue Holiday is killing us. Yes. These guys, I feel like Houston has them scrambled all over the place. Shoot it. Nope. Good shot. Good shot by Jrue Holiday. I feel like Houston has them scrambling. And because they have them scrambling, the Celtics, because they always so spread out, they're so prone to make mistakes. That's what I feel like that's what makes them. I feel like that's what gets them in trouble. Boom. See, that's a rebound that you have to come up with. That's a rebound that you have to come up with that Jason Tatum did not come up with. That's a rebound that you have to come up with right now. And what I think Jason Tatum lacks as a player is the same thing that everybody lacks as a player. He could be inconsistent sometimes. And there are guys who can be inconsistent. But in terms of a skill set, I don't think Jason Tatum lacks anything. I think that he's a phenomenal athlete. I think that he's great getting downhill. I think he's great finishing at the basket. I think he's a great jump shooter. I think he's a great ball handler. I think that mentally he talks himself out of games and he can be inconsistent because of the way he plays. So as a player, I think that because he plays at the long ball line, he can lack that confidence. And that's the kind of game that's what takes away from how good his game can be. Because I find him, just like I find Jaylen Brown, playing outside of themselves a lot. And I think that that's what, and I feel like that's what separates SGA from a lot of guys. SGA is not that kind of player. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the kind of player who is going to play the kind of game that he knows how to play. You are not going to take him out of what he does. This is who he is. This is how he plays. And there is no misunderstanding about my game. None. I play in the mid-range. I'll get downhill. I don't take bad shots. And the shots that I do take, more times than not, they're going to go in. And nobody, that includes Dylan Brooks, the most physical guys, none of you guys are going to take me out of what I do. None of you guys are. And I really appreciate that about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I do. We got about 4.5 minutes left in this game. The thing that and I don't like to switch at all with Jrue Holiday switched on that's not a foul. Neither. All he did was pull a chair out from up under him. That is not a foul. Nope. That is not a foul. All he did was pull a chair out from up under him. That was it. He didn't do anything except pull a chair out from up under him. He bumped him. That's it. That's not a foul. Challenge that. Challenge that. That's not a foul. Nope. Challenge that. Go take a look at that. That's not a foul. All he did was pull a chair out from up under him. Nope. That is not a foul. And the thing that I concern myself with the Rockets, because I feel like they got their core players. Like I told you, Men Thompson at the lead guard, Jalen Green at the 2, Sengun at the 5. And I think Jabari and Tari, I think those two guys are huge. And I want to keep them too. Because what I want to do is I want to put Jabari at the 3. I don't want to put Jabari at the 4. I know that we live in a time where, the 6'10" wing plays the 4 because that's what the 4-man looks like. Because they got Jason Tatum at the 4. Jason Tatum is out high handling the ball like a wing and like a lead guard, but they got him listed as a 4. However, I want to put Jabari in the same position as I want to put him in the same space as the 3-man. That's where I want to play him at. I do not want to put him relegated to the 4 spot. No. I'd like to enhance I like to showcase his versatility as a defender playing the 4, because at 6'10", he can defend multiple positions. 100% he can do that. But with that being said, I don't want to limit him at the 4 spot. I don't. That was definitely Drew Holiday pulling the chair out from up underneath him. That was all that was. That's all he did. That's not a foul. I think you blew that one, ref. You sold that one. You're gonna go back and look at that one on tape, and you're gonna want that one back. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But anyway, I don't understand the panic from the people that I talk to about the Celtics. I'm thinking to myself, come on, man. They got the 4th best record in the NBA. They're still second in the Eastern Conference, right? They're still second in the Eastern Conference. They got the 4th best record in the NBA. It's not like this is a team, right? It's not like this is a team that's. It's not like this is a team that is struggling. They went out west. They had a 4-game. It was a 4-game West Coast trip, and of that 4 game, they only lost once. So I'm sorry that they're not rolling like Cleveland, but they're doing just fine. Just fine. Hang on for 1 second. I have a bit of a connection. I'm good now. So Cornette's got to come off the floor because he got hit in the stomach. So 3.5 minutes. We got a 1-possession game in Houston. This is great. Good shot. Nope. Good. Nope. Wow. Well, I wanted to come on here tonight. I wanted to come on here tonight and talk about the Celtics in Houston. I just didn't want to get on too late, but it's working. It's a damn good game. That's a great slip too, by the way, by Porzingis. Great slip when he out of bounds plays. Teams don't run out of bounds plays to score anymore, and I don't understand why. I really don't. I don't understand that. Got to rebound. Good defense. Get off of it. Good. No help over there. Nah, we don't need to screen. When you screen like that, Good pass. Wide open. Nope. Brick. That's a brick from Jaylen Brown. The more I watch Jaylen Brown, like I said, I'm it's not that he turns me off to his game. I don't dislike his game. I just don't love his game. That's all. He's one of those guys that'll give me 26. Get that out of here. He's one of those guys that'll give me 26. Good defense, big fella, and then he'll disappear for the rest of the game. That's happened with him. But we are in the clutch. Nothing. Good defense. Nope. Nope. Good defense. That's cash too. Boom. I told you. I think Dylan Brooks is going. Dylan Brooks is going for 40 tonight. I'm confident in that. Dylan Brooks has 36. He only took 14 shots. Nope. That's an N1 too, by the way. Nice job, JT. As soon as you said that, John, Jason Tatum goes to the basket and scores. As soon as you say that, he goes right to the basket and scores. As soon as you say that, he gets Sengun on the switch and just goes downhill and goes right after him. I'm blown away how Sengun has Drew Holiday holding his own against him. Nothing. Nope. Oh, wow. Good shot. Wow. Nice shot, Thompson. Nice shot. Holy wow. Nice job, yo. This is action right here, me. This is action. Nope. You got the switch you wanted. Here they come with the double. Good. Nope. That's a brick. I'm good on Jaylen. Oh, man. Jaylen Brown. That's a brick. I'm straight on him. Nope. I thought that they did a good job in blitzing Jason Tatum. This is the game right here. This is for game. Nope. Jason, come get the ball. Jason, come get the ball. No, that's a foul, by the way. That's a foul. Yes, that is a foul. 100% that's a foul. Yes, that's a foul all day long. That's a foul. You're all over him. That's a foul. 100% that's a foul. No doubt. That is a foul. You want to challenge it, coach? You can, but that's a foul. And you're going to lose that challenge. Jason has to have the ball in his hands. Go back and get the ball. Nope. Got the foul. He got fouled. Yep, he got fouled. Whoop. 2 shots. 2 shots. Here we go. 2 shots. 2 of them. 2 shots. What do you got? Good shot. First one's good. Okay. First one's good. We got 11.8 seconds. 1 shot. Celtics is down 1. 11.8 seconds. 1 shot. Celtics are down 1. One shot. Excuse me. You two, knock it off. Yes, you two on you two, knock it off. Yes. And that's your call on the baseline, ref. You're the one that's supposed to clean that up. And this is a rhythm thing now with Jaylen Brown. Because now we got a situation. You might have thrown him off of his rhythm. Okay. Tie ball game, 11.8 seconds. 11.8 seconds. We go. You get the switch that you're looking for again with Drew Holiday on Sengun. Sengun takes Drew Holiday to the rim. I got a 6'4" guy on a 6'10" guy. Go after him. Go after him. I want to single out Drew. I want to get the switch on Drew Holiday because the Celtics are a very switch-heavy team. With them being a very switch-heavy team, they're the type of team that switches small guys on the big guys. And the switch that you want to get is you want to get Drew Holiday switched onto. You want to get Drew Holiday switched onto Sengun. Go after him. Go after him. So let's see what it is. Let's see what this is. Let's see what it is. Well, let's get to the bottom of that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Here we go. Look at this. Boom, right to the basket. What's the problem, ref? What's the problem, ref? Talk about a miscommunication. Yikes. Wow. Talk about a miscommunication. My goodness. Talk about a miscommunication on defense. Wow. That was a broken play, by the way, too. That was not by design. That was a broken play. That play was not by design. Nope. I'd like to get Jason Tatum in a one-on-one with Sengun, and I'd like to get him going downhill to the rim. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. I'd like to get Jason Tatum in a switch. I understand why everybody's guarding. I understand why everybody's out high, guarding out so high, because they were down. Well, the game was tied up actually, so no, I don't understand why they were guarding so high. Yes, go downhill. Yes, go downhill. Nice job. Nice job, yo. Get downhill. Nice job, Jason. Nice job. Way to get downhill. Way to get downhill. Nice job, Jason. Good. You 6'9", and you know how I feel about Amin Thompson and him defensively, but he should not be able to stay on your hip. Nah. Take him. Take him. Do not let him off the hook. Take him. Straight to the rim. You get nothing going to the basket. We're making sure that we're guarding at the basket. Jason Tatum with 19 points, and all of them came in the second half. All of them came in the second half. He didn't score in the first half. I'm sorry, he didn't score in the first in the first half. With like 3 minutes left is when he scored. He didn't score in the first half up until that point. So Guard the basket. We're not giving up threes. Good. You got a foul to give. Okay. I hate that. I've never really been a fan of that. There's no reason to foul there. None. No, there's no reason to foul there. None. I understand what they're doing, but right down the right to the rim. Game over. Game. They don't have any more timeouts. Game. Well, I guess it was right. Rockets stunned Celtics. Yeah, I guess it was. I guess that was right. The Rockets stunned the Celtics. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Rockets stunned the Celtics. Yes, they do. Big time game. Love it. I do. Get off, little man. Get off. Mm-hmm. Get off. Damn. See that? Get off. I love this kid, man. I do. I don't like this kid. I love this kid. Yes, sir. I love this kid. I love everything about this kid. And you can't sell me that this isn't their future right here. 100% it is. 100% this kid is their future. No doubt about it. You got your lead guard. I feel like you got your two guard in Jalen in Jalen Green. You got your big man in Sengun. I love the way I love the direction that this Rockets team is going in. I do. I don't like it. I love it. I love the direction that this Rockets team is going in, and they're gonna be trouble. They're gonna be trouble in the future. 100% they are. So what up, D? What up, DF? They're gonna be trouble in the future because a team as young as that, when you have these guys, the majority of them on a rook deal still, and with the collective bargaining agreement and with the bird rights, you can go over the salary cap. That's a part of the CBA. As long as it doesn't count as long as it doesn't count 35% of your salary cap, which that's not going to be the case. So if the salary cap is 160, if the salary cap is 160 and you got a guy on your books for you got to have a guy on your books for like 35 million. And if the salary cap is 160, if you got a guy on your books for 50 million, that's more than 35%. But you can go over the salary cap with these guys. I got a super chat from Havoc. Havoc says, "Chill, what do the Cavs need to do for a title? Keep playing. That's all. That's all that I think they have. I think they have all the ingredients. I just think that they just need some more time. I don't think Mobley is there yet. And I think he's the difference in them winning and losing it. Jared Allen is going to be Jared Allen around the basket. As good as Darius Garland is playing at an all-star level, I think that Evan Mobley is the difference in what they're doing. Just like I feel like J-Dub is the difference in what they're doing in Oklahoma City. So there you have it. There you have it. I am going to open up the panel tonight because the Celtics have, for all intents and purposes, I think this is they lost to the Rockets. This is the second time they lost to the Rockets. They lost to Oklahoma City. They went out west. They won 3 of those 4 games out west. So that works. That's that. I don't think that that's a bad thing. I just think that the Celtics have to be more consistent in what they're doing. I'm not ready to throw this team under the bus and this team is garbage. No, I'm not. I'm not prepared to do that. No, not at all. I still like them in the Eastern Conference. You're still going to have, as good as you are in a game, as bad as the Celtics can be, or Jason Tatum can be shooting the ball, you still got to do that 4 times in a week. You have to. And I don't see, I'm having a difficult time seeing the team outshoot them. That's not to say that they can't be beat, because they ain't the 2000 Lakers. They're not the 2000 Lakers. I don't think they're the 13 Heat. I don't think that they're the 87 Lakers. No, I don't think any of that. I'm on record saying that this. I'm on record saying that this Cavs, not this Cavs, I'm sorry, this Celtics team, I think, as good as they are, they could win the NBA championship, but they could also get bounced in round 2. Bounced. They could definitely lose in round 2. So, because of that, right? Because of that, I'm thinking to myself, right? I'm thinking to myself, how can they be? What can they do to be more consistent? That's the $1 million question. What can they do to be more consistent? I think the thing that they can do to be more consistent, more than anything, is do other things. Like we can't just live off. We can't live and die with the long ball. They're one of the few teams. I think today is Monday, and this was just a couple of days ago. They're one of the few teams that was in the league that was in the top 5 in offense and in defense. Now, the peace God, the staple for any of these great teams, right? The staple for any of these great teams, I feel like, is if you defend, as long as you defend and you get stops by rebounding the basketball, you're going to have a chance to win at the end. You are going to have a chance to win at the end. And I feel like the Celtics, I don't think that they rebounded well tonight at all. I don't. I think that they gave up a lot of second chance opportunities. I think that they, in addition to giving up a lot of second chance opportunities, I feel like they fouled when it wasn't necessary. So with that, you got and I don't think they took care of the basketball. Got to take care of the basketball. You got to defend and you got to rebound. The Rockets, I thought they did a good job in taking advantage of mismatches. I don't care how good Drew Holiday is as a one-on-one defender. When you got a 6'10" guy, when you got a 6'4" guy on a 6'10" guy, that's a mismatch. Period. When you got a 6'4" guy on a 6'10" guy, that is a mismatch, and you go after him. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. If you got a small guy on a big guy, you go after him. I don't care who he is or what he does. You got a small guy on a big guy, man, go after him. Don't let him off the hook. Don't do that. No way do you let him off the hook. You go after him. And I think that the Rockets did that, especially late in the game. And I think Ime Udoka did a great job in blitzing Jason Tatum and getting the ball out of his hands. He just didn't seem as aggressive as he could be. He just did not seem as aggressive as he could be. He did downhill, but when they blitz him, right? When they blitz him, which I think that any team, when you blitz a guy and get the ball out of his hands, if he doesn't come back and get the basketball, you've done your job, right? I feel like you've done your job as a defense, because that's what you want to do when you blitzing a guy. You want to get the ball out of his hands, right? You want to get the ball out of his hands. You want to keep him out of the action. And I think that I feel like the Celtics, I feel like Houston did a good job in keeping the basketball out of his hands. And Jason Tatum is not one of those guys who's going to come get the basketball and demand the basketball. What he's going to do is, once he gets the ball out of his hands, he's going to stand around and watch, which is what I saw tonight. He's going to stand around and he's going to watch, whether it's at the top of the key. If he gets the ball, he'll try to get downhill. But for the most part, he's not going to do that. He's going to stand around and he's going to watch. That's just that's just the way that works. So, and Frank, why are you in my chat, by the way, Frank? Didn't you say to me about a week or two ago that you was out on me when you talked about when I talked about LeBron James? You said you was done with me. What are you doing here, yo? Why are you here, Frank? You said you were finished. You made that 100% clear that you was finished with me. I'm out on chill. You said that when we were talking about LeBron James on the panel. You said that about me. You 100% said that about me. So why are you here? I'll tell you exactly what you said. We were talking about LeBron James, and I was talking about the scorer that LeBron James was. And you said, quote, "Oh, this is chill again. Here we go. I'm out on you, chill." End quote. And not I'm out on this subject. I'm out on you, chill. And for the rest of the show, and I paid attention specifically that day to the chat. And I don't bother with the chat too much, but I specifically paid attention to the chat that day. And all you did was talk about how I don't know basketball. I don't know nothing about basketball. And LeBron James is this and LeBron James is that. You 100% did that. You 100% did that. So what are you doing here, yo? I don't get it. What? I don't understand what the deal is. What's going on? Why are you here? Nah, I'm good. I'm straight on you. What up, God? What's up, brother?
Peace, chill. What's good, brother?
What's up, brother?
Nothing much, man. You talking to Franklin there?
Oh, Frank is a smile on your face.
You're mad about something, Chill. No. Chill, you're mad about something. I wanted to come up here because I'm looking at that title, and you posted that title a half hour ago before the game even got over. That's why the hell I'm here. So you're calling me out for freaking some reason. I don't know why. Because
I mean, you don't know why. I just said it. You just heard me say it. What are you talking about? You don't know why. You just heard me say why.
But
you just heard me.
It didn't actually happen. So that's a
100% happened. I quoted you verbatim what you said.
I
quoted you verbatim what you said.
Don't ask for video proof.
You have video proof?
Or no? So now we got to go. So you want to go to the video now?
100%. 100%.
Even though you know for a fact you said it, Frank.
Of course.
Chill. You know you're talking to
I didn't say
Jeffrey,
that.
Right?
No,
I'm 100% talking to a
It's just not true. It's just not true.
I am.
Chill, you talking to a zesty Jeffrey.
I 100% am. This guy says to me. You guys
are going to get mad at me for just simply coming on the...
Let me ask you a question real quickly.
Go ahead. But that's a bullshit claim, bro.
You said you were...
No, I didn't.
If I'm not
that's
mistaken.
What I'm pissed about. Because I came on here to ask a legit fucking question, but I'm getting called out now about bullshit. That's some bullshit, yo.
Yes, you are getting called. You are getting called out. Hell yes, you are getting called out because
why? Because I don't see no proof, Phil. That's part of your issue. It's just calling out people in the chat.
You know some funny shit, yo. You know some funny shit, yo. You know some funny shit, Frank.
Yeah, man. Say it.
Now all of a sudden, one minute, you and I have conversations. Then the next, when you get on the chat, you talk about me in other ways. Specifically, when LeBron, specifically,
that's my problem.
You have a problem with listening. Also, you should listen, Frank.
Specifically, when we talk about LeBron James, specifically when we talk about him, specifically because I know how you. Because it's what?
Because you kind of hate on Bron. That's my issue. That's my issue.
Jay, can you tell us
give enough love?
Jay, tell us, Jay. Jay, tell us how I feel about LeBron James.
Listen, we know how you feel about LeBron James, but let me tell you how we feel about Franklin down there. Franklin is a special ed student that didn't get told after high school.
Johnny gets a little bit. No. I'm not.
Listen, all of these guys. Listen, a lot of these guys.
And have clips of Johnny. And you got mad and then kicked me because I exposed you. You
didn't expose anything. So, Frank, you don't even know what you're talking about.
Exactly. You don't know what you're talking about, bro.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
Listen, chill. There's a sector of the basketball world that graduated high school out of special ed. And this is what you have right here. Why? So why are you here? Bye. Don't have a problem. Go on. That's what Chill's trying to tell you. Chill is trying to tell you go bye. Go bye. That's I got a dugout. I got a dugout for people like this because they don't know how to talk. They don't know how to have a conversation.
I didn't write this. Just so you know, Frank, I didn't write this title. My man wrote this title. Just so you know.
This is my question.
I didn't write this title. I didn't. And I tried to change it when you brought it to my attention like 45 minutes ago. I tried to change it, but the live was already going on. The live was already going on. But number two, to Johnny's point, Frank, you don't listen. Do you know how I feel about LeBron James?
I think that you do like him, but I feel like you do give him a little bit extra hate and give love to other people more so.
Such as who?
You give more love to guys.
Don't fall for this. Chill. Don't fall for this.
If I can't talk, Johnny, then I'm not going to talk.
Chill. Don't fall for this. This guy shows up on every. He shows up on live streams just to argue. He shows up just to argue. Chill. You can have a better show without him, please. Chill. I want to say what I gotta say.
I promise, Jay. I'm gonna get to you. I just want to make sure that Frank understands exactly who he's talking to. Frank, do you know that? Do you know who I think the GOAT is?
Your cousin is Shaq, right? Yes.
No, let's take Shaq off the table for a second. Do you know who I think the GOAT is?
I'm gonna guess. I actually don't. Chill. I don't know.
So to answer your question, Frank. So because I'm objective about LeBron James and I'm honest about him.
Yes.
And I don't everything that comes out of my mouth isn't just I love LeBron James. I love LeBron James. I am objective about him and I can criticize him. You do know. So now tonight you will find out. I think he's the GOAT.
So do I.
And I've been thought that for years. But you are so blinded by the quote unquote masses. You think we all, when you hear somebody say something about James,
you back up Swiper a lot, and I just don't understand why. That guy's points are absolutely terrible. Like I don't think
Frank, I don't think
that bad dude, but his points are just not.
What does this have? What does this have to do with what I just got finished talking about? Swiper and I aren't talking about James. That's not what's going on. You have an issue with Swiper.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so that has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now, and what we
and
what we're talking about. And right, you know why? Here's why, Frank. The reason why is because why do you think I'm just making this up? You think I get you on my live stream to make something up about you?
Claim and an actual proof. That's part of the issue, bro. That's part of the issue.
That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
How doesn't it make sense?
Frank, I'm out on you. Frank, I'm out on you. I'm good on you. You're goofy. I'm good on you, man. I'm straight.
I was waiting for that, Chill. I really was
straight
waiting
on
for
Frank.
you to do that, brother.
I'm good on Frank. As you were saying, Jay.
Yeah. Franklin is very familiar in these YouTube streets.
I'm good on him, yo. I'm straight.
He goes from live to live just to argue. Legitimately just argue. Again, there's a sector of basketball fans, Chill, that graduated high school as special ed students, but we didn't get their badges. We don't know who they are, and they were released to society. So now we have to deal with them in these YouTube streets. The guy literally gets up on every show to argue just to argue, bro. But back to the game, brother. Back to the game. That was a phenomenal game. Good call out 100%. By. Shout out to Tone for the title of the show because he saw it coming. Because with like 6-7 minutes they were down. 8-10 points, right? It was like it was like a 10-point game for Boston.
Rockets went on a 13-0 run.
Yeah, they balled out, bro. That dude Thompson is something serious, man. Amin Thompson is something special.
I love him. I do.
Dylan Brooks had a game of the year so far for himself. That's one thing they can hold their hats on there. in Houston is the fact
Yep.
that they actually, on any given night, any one of those guys can go off for 30, right? And then you get Dylan Brooks to do it, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes them kind of dangerous. But I still feel like how you feel. It's Boston, it's New York, it's Cleveland, and it's OKC. But definitely Houston's making a name for themselves. They're really a good team. And
I love everything about them, to be honest with you, Jay. I do, man. I love everything about them. I said earlier today when I had a conversation with the fellas, I saw Oklahoma City teach Russell Westbrook how to play lead guard. Get this kid Amin Thompson the ball and teach him how to play the lead guard. It's that simple. Give this kid the basketball and teach him how to play lead guard. When I get to the pros, I have pro potential. It's your job to teach me the pro game. Russell Westbrook didn't know the pro game. He was taught how to play the pro game at the lead guard spot. Chris Paul was taught how to play the lead guard spot at the pro level. You could do the same. Scottie Pippen was taught how to play the lead guard spot.
But what was he a point guard at any time in his career in high school or anything at all? Because
he's been a primary ball. He was a primary ball handler when he was playing with what is that? G League Ignite. No, not G League Ignite. I'm sorry. The defunct league that was going on down in Atlanta that he came from.
Yeah, the league that he came from. Okay, I know him and his brother came out of some
yes.
semi-pro league. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He was a primary ball handler. Yes, he was.
No, I'm saying if he has those skills, right? If he has that experience, then you can definitely use him for that. I think that's why they've been dangling Van Vliet in a trade to see if they can get better. But I mean,
Jay,
I don't think they have to do anything. To be honest with you, they just got to stay healthy and stay cohesive. That's really it.
That's it, Jay. I'm not interested in a big time trade for a point guard. I'm not interested in drafting. You got your point guard right here. You got your lead guard right in front of you. You straight with him. I want to take this kid Jabari Smith though. I want to move him to the 3 spot. I don't really like him playing the 4, and I know what the 4 is because I know that the 4 is more of a dirty work, more of that kind of player. But I feel like him playing on the wing more and playing with the ball and being a defender, I think that he would excel in that area. So now you got a bunch of active, athletic wings. You got a primary ball handler at 6'7" in Amin Thompson, and you got another athletic 2 guard in Jalen Green at about 6'4", 6'5". I love this crew. I do. I love everything about them.
I listen. They got a couple of guys like you said that you want to watch. That's why I turned on to the game after I watched the Laker game, and I said, "Well, let me finish watching this game because I like Jaylen Brown as well." But man, that dude Jalen Green, that was a great game. That was a great ending to the game too, man. That was some great execution as far as game plan. A lot of stuff went well. But Jaylen Brown, man, I can see why people don't like Jaylen Brown sometimes because that dude does get reckless sometimes, man. He
plays outside of himself, Jay. He does, man.
But that's what makes him so great at the same time because when he plays like that and it works, it's like, man, Jaylen Brown's that dude. But then when it don't work, it's like, He reminds me, like I said, that there's just certain players where you, like a Westbrook, where you know that energy you need from them, but that energy comes with the sloppy play here and there because they're trying to do so much. And they're, like you said, they're not staying within their game. They're just trying everything that they can. And he's doing it on both sides of the ball, too. Because they're not just asking Jaylen Brown to just be some dude on the offense. Trust me, on the other side of the ball, he's that dude as well. So he's a good two-way player. But that's, like I said, I think Boston is just going through the woes. They know how to play with one another. But you got to be careful because, like you said, this is the dog. What you call this? The dog days of the season. This is where you got to be careful. You can't let other teams get that confidence versus you. You can't get those teams. You know what I'm saying? Give those little edge to say, okay, you know what? I remember when I played you in January. I remember when I played you in February. We went in there and we bust y'all behind. We can
well,
do
Jay,
it.
let me put
again.
something on your mind. Let me put something on your mind because I thought about this. I actually went back and did some homework. I went back the last 10 years, and remember when I talk about the dog days of the season? It's the end of December till around the All-Star break. These teams, more times than not, are the teams that you're going to see when they do well. You'll see them in late May and in June. So Oklahoma City in the 13-14 season. They had won 10 straight games. They were 13 games over 500. They was in the Western Conference Championship that year. San Antonio, they were 11 games over 500. They had won 9 out of 10. They won the NBA championship that year. In the 14-15 season, Golden State, when they won the NBA championship, they were 15 games over 500. They won 13 out of 14 games during that time. Houston, who they played in the Western Conference Championship, they were 5 games over 500, and they had won 7 out of 10. Cleveland, that same year, they were 6 games over 500, and they won 13 out of 14 during that stretch. Atlanta, who they played in the Eastern Conference Finals that year, they had won 21 out of 22, and they were 21 games over 500. And this is, and I can go down, Jay, 16-17, 17-18, 18-19, Toronto, Miami, the Lakers, these teams that you see late in the season, these are the teams that get busy during this time of year.
Yeah. I mean, that's great research. I like the idea of that because like you said, this is around the time you build that cohesiveness, that chemistry where everybody knows their role, everybody knows their minutes, everybody knows when they're going to come in and out of games, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like all the scouting reports, you done seen everybody at least multiple times already as far as it's not too many times we get to this point in the season you haven't seen all 29 teams, right? You've probably seen all the teams at this point in time. So, you know what I mean? You know, barring injuries, which you know happens a lot in sports, but man, this is definitely a good NBA season, man. It's still up in the air. I know you say nobody could beat Boston in the 7-game series, but man, it's up in the air, chill.
It is
every week.
100%.
Yeah, every week we get into the season, that statement of yours is just gonna have to dwindle away.
Well, I'm not. If I'm being honest with you, Jay, I still feel that way. I just don't feel as confident today as I did 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's going to keep, and that confidence is going to keep deflating as we go by.
I just don't feel as confident because like I told you, the Warriors that year, the Warriors in 22, the year they won the NBA championship, 11 games over 500. They had a win streak where they had won 8 of 11 during this time. The Celtics, they were 7 games over 500. They had won 9 straight. They ended up in the NBA championship against the Golden State Warriors. And in 23, Miami, your Miami Heat, they was in the NBA Finals that year. During this time, they were 7 games over 500, and they had won 8 of 11. The Celtics, they was in the East Finals. They had won 9 straight. That Dallas team that was in the West Finals against Golden State that year, they had won 11 of 13, and they were 7 games over 500 during this time. I mean, I went back 10 years, Jay, right? I went back 10 years, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, you have 3 sections of the season. And the reason why I can talk to you about this, because I know you're a research dude. I know you do your homework.
Yeah.
Right? So
I'm a hooper. I like ball. You know, I love basketball.
Right. And the reason why I can talk to you about this, because I know you do your research. So I feel like the season is broken up into 3 sections. You got the first third of the season where season just got started. Guys are trying to feel each other out. We're trying to get our story straight. We're trying to figure out our lineups. You got the second half. I mean, you got the second third of the season, which is what we're in right now. Teams are dealing with injuries. Teams are dealing with the dog days and the monotony of the season during this time, which I feel like is I feel like this is the toughest time. And then you got the last third of the season where now teams are hitting their stride, and we're going toward the playoffs. This is the time when you're going to find out what those teams look like.
I hear you. I listen. Yep. I like it. I like it because, like you said, we got like 15 to 20 teams to try to figure out what they're going to look like before we get to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Right now, when we really think about it, man, this even my Heat, because we just won right now. I just got the notification. My boy Tyler Hero put up 30 tonight. Man,
they beat Orlando. Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Man. They beat Orlando. And Orlando is healthy now, so there's no excuses. Orlando's kind of
Frank. Hold on for a second. Frank, get your ass out of my comments. Frank, move.
I told
you.
Get
your ass out of here, Frank. I'm tired of you. Go somewhere else, man.
He got like
Get
6
your
accounts.
ass out of here, man.
He got like 6 accounts.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jay.
It's all right. He got like 6. Listen, I done dealt with him. He talking about. Man. I got footage of this man. I done put him in the dugout. You know, I got the '94 dugout, right? The '94 dugout is for all the zesty Jeffries that walk up and lie on YouTube streets. So you put him in the '94 dugout with Michael Jordan, right? And what was the name of the White Sox team that he played for? He's in the
Barons. The Birmingham Barons.
Yeah, you put him in the Barons dugout with Michael Jordan, where you can lie all day long with Michael Jordan, telling him everything's going to be fine.
Get out of here, yo.
You'll bat 300 eventually.
I just don't like that sideways talk, Jay. I just don't. I don't like that. I'm not one of those people. I don't get down with that. I don't. But anyway, I tapped in yesterday. I poked my head into the exposer, and I saw some interesting content when dudes was trying to sell you about the 89, 88 Pistons and the 89 and the
I don't get it, chill. Okay, all right, listen, this is the argument, right? The argument is obviously the 88 Pistons were better than the 2010 Boston Celtics, right? And I'm trying to figure out where you get this logic from, right? Because from every time I talk about whose team is better, when they talk about LeBron James' team, the GOAT's team, it's always the accolades that the players get, right? They never tell you, well, the Heat had the #1 defense, that's why LeBron's a super team, right? They never say, well, the Cavs had the #1 defense in 2009, that's why he was a super team, right? But all of a sudden, they wanted to use defensive rating and points per game to measure between who was better between Boston and Detroit. I'm like, well, wait a minute. What team ever had 3 All-Stars is a bad team? And tell me what team in NBA history you ever thought was a good team that had no All-NBA or no All-Defensive player on their roster? And they couldn't tell me. And that's what this show is going to be about this Friday. We're going to talk about how important it is to be an All-NBA player, how important it is to be an All-Defensive player, and how we're going to look down the line in NBA history and find teams that have multiple selections to see how good those teams really were. Again, you don't have to win a championship to be considered a good basketball club.
That's a fact.
You see what I'm saying? So the argument was, obviously they want to try to, say, well, Jordan's failures, which was a big failure in 1988, which they don't want to accept. It was a humongous failure at the time.
89 too. 89 was worse.
Okay, but see, the reason I give him a pass for 89, and I don't really give him a pass too much, because I always tell him he choked from 88 to 90, right? I give him all 3 years, right? Is that in 88, like I tell people, not only was he the MVP of the league, he was the fake defensive player of the year. He was the all-defensive first team, all-NBA first team. He was the scoring champ, the fake steals title winner. He was the all-star MVP, right?
He was the dunk champ too that year.
He was and mind you, the dunk championship counts. We can't even count the in-season tournament, but we got to count dunk championship trophies, right? We got to count those trophies, right?
He's the dunk champ too.
He had all of that, and like I said, he went up against a team that had no all-NBA player, no all-defensive player on their roster, right? They had 1 all-star, 1 20-point per game scorer, and the Bulls had the #1 defense in 1988.
If we had that going on today, Jay, like if we had to do it in the league today, and I'm entertaining this conversation because I'm wondering honestly, like if we had in the 2024 at the end of the 2024-25 season, if we had a dude who won the league MVP. He was the defensive player of the year.
Fake defensive player of the year.
He was the league MVP. He was the defensive player of the year. He was the steals champ. He was the All-Star Game MVP, and he was the dunk champ. Like, how would we be talking about him going into the postseason?
Oh, it's this year. That's what everybody was waiting on. That's why he had all the accolades, everything, and mind you, averaging 35 points per game. It's like 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 54% shooting from the field. The man was balling. That's why people always say he was considered to go after that season. He accomplished so much just that one NBA season.
Yeah.
And like I said, just to go, I gotta tell people, Detroit Pistons really wasn't nobody. They were a team that choked a chance to make the finals the year prior. People were talking bad about Isaiah, right?
They had Boston beat in '87. They had him beat.
They had him beat, right? Mm-hmm. And they choked it. They choked it, right? Right? So and even going into '89, after making the finals, they still had to make a trade. They got rid of Adrian Dantley. They brought in Mark.
It was awful. They were I think like 6 games behind Cleveland, and it was rough. They was having a difficult time because Isaiah and Adrian Dantley, it wasn't working between them two. It just wasn't. So, but Jay, I got to get going, brother. Good to talk to you, my man.
Yeah. No, it's all G, it's all love, man. Hey, I'll be on tomorrow. I'll be ready for another PC, man. I'll be ready for y'all tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
What up?
Hey, a couple questions for you.
What up?
So, if the Warriors were to make one trade to possibly put them into contention, because I don't see them in contention right now. I just don't. I've thought about Cam. I'm thinking about a big maybe, but the scoring I feel like is a more of a priority right now. Where does that stand with you?
I don't think that there's any trade that the Warriors can make that's going to make them a contender.
I don't think
Because
so either.
because your best player has to still be like that, and Curry's past that.
So do we blow it up at the end of the season?
To be honest with you, I said before the season started that by the trade deadline, Curry would be demanding to be traded. I said that before the season started. Now I don't want to. I'm not going to prognosticate anymore, but I think that that window is already closed, and I think that the time that you had to maximize these guys that you had on the roster, I think it already passed. You had it in 22. When the year you won it, that was the time to move on from those guys and upgrade that roster because that was it.
Okay, so
You
do you think he's declining right now, or do you think he has such
Yes. Yes.
I think so too, but I also
Curry's
see
going the other way.
a decline in like the supporting cast, which is not helping him at all.
Which is worse. In fact, not only am I crumbling, but the house around me is crumbling.
Yeah.
That's what makes it even worse.
Yeah. And then my last question would be, what is the minimum standing that Jokic would have to be for him to grab that MVP right now?
The minimum standing?
Yeah, like in the standings.
Well, you figure he was tied for first last year and won it.
Yeah.
So I think that at minimum, he's got to be a top 3 seed.
Yeah, because I feel like that definitely set a standard because he can't grab it with the 6th like he did
we already been down that road
a few years back.
And he already and he won it as the 3rd seed. He already won it as the 3rd seed, and then last year he was tied for first. And I feel like at minimum he's got to be a top 3 seed. Maybe have the best record in the league again. And I don't think that's
no, I don't see them catching up to the Thunder. 2 seed is I think the highest they can go right now. If maybe.
Yeah.
But all right. Thank you,
all
man.
right, bro. Talk
Catch
to you.
you.
Yep. All right, guys, it's about that time for me. It was good to see you guys tonight. Y'all know where to find me. If I'm not here, I'm on the panel. If I'm not there, you can find me 9 a.m. Monday to Friday. I'm on TikTok. If I'm not there, you can find me here weeknights. Me and my man Tony Tone. We do this on Tuesday nights on the Sports Fluent channel, and also here on Chilltown Hoops. And you can find me here weeknights, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and on Saturdays, I'm with my man Big Ox, 12 o'clock on Chill with Chill. I'm not hard to find. So I will see you guys soon. Until then, put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother. When last time you talked to your mother? Call your mother. I will talk to you guys soon. But until then, take it light. Take it. Absolutely, man. It was good to see you guys tonight. No doubt.